Hello Aries, and welcome to my channel, Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your connection to the person that you are dealing with and needing to learn the most from right now. We're looking at all three sides of the connection. We've got your energy toward it, their energy toward it, and the energy in between it, the concept being that there are three sides to every story. So we're looking at your perspective, their perspective, and this higher level unbiased perspective in the middle, really looking at what is the deeper purpose of this connection and what is the best way for you to move forward in order to align further with your higher self. As I do in all my readings, I've gone ahead and pulled the overall energy for the reading and clarified those messages, as well as the overall theme for the reading, which we'll jump into in just a second. But I do have a different tarot deck we'll be using for each side of this connection, as well as the advice deck I'll be pulling from in the extended. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. Last thing, please remember that these are general readings. They are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So do remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. On that note, these energies can be swapped. So if you resonate more with the energy to my right than to my left, just know that's totally fine and totally normal. And if you're a cross watcher, then vice versa. So the whole reading can be reversed, and that's okay. Just remember to take what helps you and leave what doesn't. All right, Aries, on your side of this connection, you have "It Still Hurts" with the Ten of Swords. This connection has done you dirty. There's been either betrayal or abandonment or just something, some really, really intense, painful energy when it comes to this connection, when it comes to this person's actions. And I feel like no matter how far away you get from this Ten of Swords, like time-wise, it still hurts. It's still affecting you, understandably so. But I feel like there is a deeper reason for this pain. There really always is as long as we're willing to kind of look at what that reason could be and how things could be happening for us. So hopefully we'll uncover some of that in this reading. This person has "Pride keeps us apart" with the Devil. I feel like this person is dealing with some sort of a devil. That could be an addiction to something, to someone, to certain habits, behaviors. Mental health could also play a role here. And I feel like this devil is a result of the pride and ego. You know, when we're coming from ego, we're coming from a place of trying to protect ourselves. And when we try to protect ourselves, that's usually when we form attachments and addictions in some way, shape, or form. So I do feel like this person is struggling in their own way. Now, the way that they're struggling personally has directly affected this connection. And I will say that although it is important that we have love and empathy for people when they're going through it, when they're struggling, we have to remember that unconditional love and empathy does not equal unconditional tolerance. Because in this connection, the truth of it, you have changes will be made with the Nine of Cups in reverse. This connection is and has affected you on a very deep level, and almost like on a mental, emotional, like even physical well-being kind of level. And I feel like the changes in this connection have to be made, or changes have to be made in order for you to protect yourself almost. Now, the overall theme for the reading is truth. So I don't know if this is a connection from your past or if this is a connection that you're currently dealing with, but I do definitely feel like your soul is saying, we can't keep going through this. We can't keep facing this kind of energy and dealing with it, because it's starting to, and maybe already has, affected you on such a deep, like, soul level. But let's see. This is starting with your side of the connection, Aries. You have "It Still Hurts" with the Ten of Swords. This is Aries' side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. This is for Aries' side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. Aries side of this connection. One more. This is Aries side of this connection, please. Aries side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. Aries side of this connection. Aries side of this connection. Oof. So there's a cycle in your life that is coming to an end because of this connection. I feel like what happened in this connection is like their devil became your devil. Like how they were struggling became your struggle, in some way, shape, or form. And I feel like it has been really hard for you to like rid yourself of the devil that they placed in your life. Now, that might not make a whole lot of sense yet, so bear with me. But I feel like when you're dealing with someone who is struggling with addiction, for instance, like their struggle is going to obviously directly affect your relationship. There's no way around it. And then, their struggle with addiction becomes kind of your struggle personally. Because obviously you're trying to handle their struggle and your struggle at the same time. So that's kind of what I mean by that. And I feel like it has, I don't know, this just feels like right off the bat, like pretty intense. A pretty intense, pretty painful energy that you've been dealing with in this connection. And it definitely doesn't have to be addiction. That's just something that kind of comes to mind. Aries side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. And it feels like that's why you have it still hurts with the Ten of Swords, is like, I don't know, like what they were struggling with. It's like it's still impacting you in some way. I don't know. We'll get more. Aries side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. Aries side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. This is for Aries side of the connection. The Empress in reverse. Oh my. You very much sacrificed your needs, your, again, like mental, emotional well-being in this with the Empress in reverse. I feel like you did that because maybe you knew this person was struggling, or because you cared about them so much that you wanted to, or want to, if this is a connection still together, help them. But one of the biggest things I've learned in relationships and just in general is we cannot fight other people's battles for them. And if we try, we're usually going to be the ones that end up the most hurt. And I don't know if that's necessarily what happened here, but something along those lines. Like you took on the burden of this person's struggle, of this person's problems, saying maybe, oh, I can fix them, or I can help them, or I can heal them, or whatever the case was. And though, you can absolutely be a support to someone in their own healing journey, if someone isn't doing the healing and the work themselves, then there's nothing you can do. Like you can't heal people for them. And I feel like it's almost like you took on the burden of what this person was dealing with because you love them and you care about them, and that makes a lot of sense. And but it's impacted you in such a negative way that now like something's, and I kind of feel like this is a cycle for you, Aries, like taking on the burden of people who are struggling in a way. And ending up hurt in the end. Aries side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. And that's why I feel like there's a deeper lesson associated with this. Aries side of this connection. Clarifying the Page of Pentacles in reverse with the Star. I think I know what this is saying, but I feel like there's more to it, so give me just a second here. Page of Pentacles in reverse with the Star here. Oh, gosh. Page of Pentacles in reverse with the Star. Yeah, okay. It's like, so you've been, and even in this connection, it's like you were trying to heal from their behavior, from the disappointment that they caused, right? Trying to heal, trying to take care of yourself. But it's like you were trying to heal from behavior that they had while also experiencing new things that you were going to have to heal from. So, for instance, like, you're dealing with someone who, I'm just trying to, I don't even know an example. One's not coming to mind. Okay, I guess we'll just go with, you're dealing with someone who lies. And you're dealing with, like, a past lie that they've told you while also experiencing them lying again. Like, it just feels like as you were healing, there would always be more things in the connection that would come up that you would have to heal from. And it was like, no matter how much you tried to heal from their behavior and how much you were healing from, like, past behavior, it was like there were always new things to heal from that, like, almost became more important than the things you were having to heal from. Like, you dealt with someone who lied, right? And then you're dealing with that lie, you're trying to heal from them, but then they turn around and they betray you in some way. And so instead of healing from that lie, you're now trying to heal from the betrayal. And then instead they do something else. And so you're no longer healing from the lie or the betrayal, but you're now trying to heal from something new. And then it just, like, stacked on top of each other. It's like the way that things happen. And I almost feel like that's why there's a cycle that has to end, is because it just was like one thing after another. I don't feel like this is like one thing that happened in this connection. I feel like it was like multiple things over and over again that happened in this connection or are happening in the connection. Aries side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. Aries side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. This is Aries side of this connection. Because there is a deeper truth you're needing to see regarding this connection. Aries side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. Aries side, because there's the devil in reverse. I feel like, when I see, like, with the Ten of Cups in reverse, it's kind of like, you know, holding on to or seeing or expecting potential. So you definitely saw potential in this connection. And I feel like that's why you were so willing to kind of go through what you went through in this connection, is because you were like, you know, I see what this could be, so I'm willing to kind of, you know, hurt for the sake of what this could be, I guess, is a good way to put that. And I feel like it was ultimately like, if this person wasn't dealing with this devil, things could be so good. Now, this devil, it's going to be individual, like, for your connection. And again, like, it's too specific for a general reading, so you know what that is. But I feel like there was a part of you that was like, if this person would heal or grow or get better or get help or whatever the case is, then this connection could be really good. And so it almost like caused you to sacrifice your well-being, your needs, right, for the sake of what this could be, because there was a part of you that had hope for the devil, like, being gone or no longer being a factor. And so you were, like, continuing to invest and invest and invest because you felt like you were waiting for things to get better. But they didn't. It just feels like it kept, like I said, like one thing after another. Aries side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. Aries side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. Aries side of this connection. Yeah, so you had a lot of love. Have a lot of love for this person, even though this connection didn't bring you a whole lot of, or doesn't even bring you a whole lot of happiness or joy or good feeling emotions. You have a lot of love for them. And so because of the love you had for them, it's almost like you were willing, I don't know if it was like turning a blind eye or ignoring like the truth of how bad things really were, or like ignoring like how much you were really being affected. Because yeah, there's that Hermit in reverse again. It's almost like you withdrew, or not even withdrew, but got to this place where you were just going through the motions of the connection because you loved them, you wanted it to work, but you were equally trying to protect yourself, because it's like you're going through these motions of just expecting something else to go wrong, expecting them to hurt you again. Obviously hoping that they didn't, but yet expecting it. So the love that you had for this person very much started to overpower the love that you have for yourself. You started prioritizing your love for this person over yourself, which we've all had a tendency to do. But I do feel like there's something that needs to be seen regarding that. This is Aries side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. Okay, the Fool, Emperor, more on this. Because there's a new beginning available for you. You know, Aries, kind of you being this Emperor kind of energy. The Emperor having Aries energy, it's attached to it. Let me see if there's anything. Yeah, there is a new beginning available for you in love. It's like, if you can see, there's a truth that needs to be recognized, which will lead to changes that need to be made, which will lead to this new beginning in love. Because there absolutely is one for you that's available. Like, you're going to you'll have the opportunity to like love again or something. Be loved. Okay. Let's keep going. Like, you will heal from this. Like, things will get better, is what I'm feeling like. This person's energy toward Aries. Pride keeps us apart with the devil. So what the heck do they have going on? This person's energy toward Aries. Pride keeps us apart with the devil. This person's energy toward Aries, please. This person's energy toward Aries, please. This person's energy toward Aries, please. Whoa. Chariot, 9 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, Lovers in reverse, 10 of Cups in reverse. Okay. I don't even kind of get the feeling that this person intentionally hurt you in this connection. I don't get the feeling that anything was intentional. Because I do feel like they very much saw the potential and the value of this connection. I feel like they actually very much want it to work. But then at the same time, they have this Lovers in reverse. So they don't feel, they see the potential, they see the value in this connection, and then they equally don't feel good enough for it. And when we as humans, not just necessarily specific to those who are watching this reading, but when we don't feel good enough for something, if we don't and aren't willing to become aware of those feelings, understand the root of them, and not allow those subconscious beliefs to control us, then we're going to sabotage. And I feel like that is a lot of what this person is dealing with, is kind of, this devil comes out because their ego is trying to protect them from what it doesn't feel good enough for. And that's why I feel, the biggest thing here, and I feel like probably why you continue to invest in this for so long is because, or do continue to invest in this, is because you know that this person is struggling, or like that they like see the value in this too, and that they just are like struggling with being able to reach it in some way. You have empathy. That's essentially what it comes down to. You have empathy for them. I say it all the time. Unconditional love and empathy does not equal unconditional tolerance. This person's energy toward Aries, please. This person's energy toward Aries. See, they are affected by this. With the Three of Swords here, like, they are hurt by this. I don't feel like they're just, like, completely unfazed. They might come across as that. Again, ego, trying to protect themselves. But when it comes to, like, what they're really feeling, they're hurt by this, too. Now, they got the Three of Swords, you got the Ten of Swords. I do feel like you got the worst of it. I do feel, and I will argue, that it's always a little easier to heal when we recognize, how we've messed up, but it's a lot harder to heal when someone hurts us. Which is why I'm always advocating for trying to see your role in any situation, because I think that when something's within your control, and you recognize how something's within your control, it can be a heck of a lot easier to heal from it. I do very much think that this person recognizes or knows that they hurt you. This person's energy toward Aries. This person's energy toward Aries, please. This person's energy toward Aries. I want more on this. So this is the Moon with the Eight of Cups in reverse. I want more on this. More on this. Let's take that because it tried to come out anyway. This connection very much brings out this person's shadow. Like this person's, we all have a shadow side. And that shadow side is going to be that triggered, unhealed version of us, which if we don't become aware of it and how it affects our life, it can control and sabotage us. This connection very much brings out this person's shadow, which means it probably brings out your shadow too. Usually when it's bringing out one person's shadow, it's usually affecting the other person. And that then directly affected their action. So acting from a place of their triggered self. What's the best way I can describe that? Like reacting rather than responding. So when feeling hurt or when feeling triggered or when feeling affected in a negative way, just reacting, whatever they can do in that moment to protect themselves from getting hurt. Which self-sabotage seems to be this person's name of the game. And I feel like, I don't think this is a bad person. I feel kind of like, I don't want to say I feel sorry for them because I feel like that sounds bad. I have a lot of empathy for this person. I feel like you do too. Especially because we know that hurt people, right? And this person is obviously hurting. They obviously are hurting on a pretty deep level, and that is unfortunately coming out in this connection. Now, the reason that I like doing these connection readings and why I try to get so deep on what's going on behind the surface is because I've been this person, I've been this person, and then I've been where I'm at now. And I think that I've learned something from both sides, and being someone who sacrificed my boundaries for the sake of others, and then being someone who overstepped boundaries because I felt, that was what I needed to do, because I was hurting, so hurt people hurt people. I'm not justifying my behavior, trust me, I've learned a lot from it. But what I'm getting at is, when someone's coming from that place of like, I can tell you when I was in that place of being hurt and hurting others, it was never ever my intention to hurt others. I was never coming from a place of trying to hurt others. I was trying to love and be loved, but I had absolutely no idea how to do that because of where I was at the time. And I feel like that's what this person is dealing with. They want to love and be loved, but they have this ego that's trying to protect them from getting hurt because they don't feel lovable, they don't feel good enough, they have this past pain that they've carried into the connection. And they're allowing that to make the decisions for them, which again leads to the self-sabotage. This person's energy toward Aries. This person's energy toward Aries, please. This person's energy toward Aries, please. This person's energy toward Aries. I wanted to turn all the way around or hit the table. So like that. It's their, literally, that's that ego. It's their ego that caused the Ten of Swords. It's their ego that caused the Ten of Swords. But they haven't yet learned much from it. I really, I'm gonna say it again. I don't think this person meant to hurt you. I think this person was trying to protect themselves. And in protecting themselves, now that's not me excusing this person's behavior or me saying like, you should forgive them and take them back. That's not at all. Literally the opposite of what I'm saying. I think that it's always easier to heal. Not easier to heal necessarily, but it gives us more insight into our healing when we can recognize that the way that people hurt us has very little to do with us. It doesn't mean that we're not good enough or not valuable or not deserving of love or whatever the case is. Now there's a lesson there for us that we need to learn. But the way, in regard to like, why did I attract this energy into my life? What is this trying to teach me? But in regard to like how we were actually hurt or the cycle that exists in the connection, that doesn't really have much to do with us. Like how someone hurts us and someone's behavior toward us is more of a reflection of what's going on with them. And I feel like this is like the perfect example of that. This person's energy toward Aries. This person's energy toward Aries. Turn all the way around or hit the table. This person's energy toward Aries. So there is a cycle. See, this person's stuck in their own cycle of allowing their hurt, their shadow, their devil to control them. I'm actually really surprised we haven't seen the devil come out over here. Like, really surprised. But this person's stuck in their own cycle for sure. And that cycle that they're stuck in personally is directly affecting you, keeping you stuck in a personal cycle with them, which is creating a cycle within the connection. All right, one more. This person's energy toward Aries. Person that Aries is dealing with, side of the connection toward Aries. This person's energy toward Aries. Yeah, see, they're not doing much to change their behavior. like they might have regret and remorse and see how they, they've affected this, but they're not like changing, which the only real apology is changed behavior, which is why I feel like changes have to be made so that you don't continue, so this doesn't continue to affect you in the way that it has, because they're not taking any action to make these changes. It's almost like just kind of, getting stuck in shame and guilt and, allowing that to then add on more hurt to their experience. And I feel real bad for this person. I do. And I obviously feel bad for you too. Like, I feel bad for the way that you've been affected by this, but you do deserve more. We saw that there's a new beginning available for you in love. Changes have to be made. Some truth needs to be seen. I feel like the ultimate truth is that, first of all, Aries, you are not here to fix or heal anybody. You are not here to take on anybody else's burdens except for, well, obviously your own. And you don't have to sacrifice your mental, emotional well-being for the sake of love. You absolutely do not have to do that. But I feel like there's a part of you that believes that you have to, because that's what you've been doing. And you wouldn't do it if you didn't think it was necessary in order to be loved. So we're going to hop on over to the extended. I'm going to pull 9 different messages looking at what is the deeper purpose of this connection and what is the best way for you to move forward in order to align further with your higher self. Clarifying changes with the 9 of Cups in reverse, and then I have an advice card that I'll pull at the very end. Thank you so much, Aries, as always, for your support of my channel. I obviously hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, Aries, I wish you absolutely nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward. Bye, Aries.